Another way to reprogram your mind is to pay attention how you speak to yourself and about yourself. Meaning whatever statements you state after I am become ingrained into your psyche over time. So you have to be incredibly cautious about how you speak to yourself. At first it might seem silly to say things like I am stupid, or I am tired, or I am worthless. Things like this, right? Even if you are tired or you're angry or you're sleepy, do not say I am tired or I am angry or sleepy or whatever. Say I feel angry, I feel tired. What it does is validates your feelings in the moment, but it doesn't identify you with those feelings, right? So it's not getting attached to your identity for the days to come. It's just more of a present situation, right? You don't want to completely disregard your emotions, because in fact you want to invite them, validate them, feel them, accept them, and move on, but don't identify with them. Another thing is pay attention how other people around you speak about themselves, and then try to potentially drag you into their own beliefs. Like, that pisses me off when people do that. Even friends, sometimes I won't tell them that it makes me mad, but sometimes they're saying limiting beliefs out loud, but instead of saying like, oh, I can't do this, they say we can do it. And I'm like, no bro, like, you can do it, I can. You know what I mean? And I don't react that way to them, but that's how I feel. And I think it's extremely important to pay attention to that as well, because the people you spend time around will rub off on you in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not in the short term, but in the long term, if you spend a lot of time together, if it's your friends, family, relatives, maybe even your girlfriend or boyfriend. You know, if your significant other has negative self-beliefs and they start to speak as we, which is very common in relationships, because if you've been in a relationship for a while, it becomes very normal to speak as in like you guys are one, as in like we do this, we are that. You know, it's on a spiritual level, it's when, you know, two souls, they kind of intertwine and become one. It's like kind of has to do something with Christian beliefs, as well as like once you marry a woman, you guys become one. And it has some truth to it on a spiritual level, but that's like completely for a different topic. Right now we're just talking about how you speak about yourself to yourself, and how people around you speak of themselves, and whether or not they try to bring you into their own realities, because all they're doing is projecting their own realities, and they're trying to bring you in to that. And unfortunately, if you call them out on it, they will not agree with that. They might even get angry, or they will think you are the bad guy, and that's because you're attacking their beliefs. And when you're attacking their beliefs, you are attacking their own identity, right? Because when people believe in something wholeheartedly or very strongly, they identify with it whether they realize it or not. And essentially, when you attack their beliefs, you on a core level attack them. At least that's what they think. So yeah, just be very cautious about how you speak about yourself. Become more mindful, and when you're about to say something that is not congruent with your goals for yourself and the person you want to be, catch yourself in the moment, rephrase it. Either I feel something versus I am, or if you're about to say something very negative about yourself, reframe from that. Like, for example, if you're having a bad day and you're just quote unquote failing at everything, right? Oh, like, instead of calling yourself a failure, just say I am working through things, I am learning by the day, like something along those lines. Because failure is not an actual thing if you don't think of it that way. Failure is just another opportunity to learn from it, always. Like, the only way you fail is if you internalize the consequences of your own actions. But if you pay attention to those consequences of those actions, and you just look at them as opportunities to actually learn something for yourself, then you're going to have a more of a growth mindset towards the future. And that's where becoming more patient with yourself comes in.